Hi. So, I'm about to start talking about sentence equivalence. Now, if you have been preparing for the GRE or if you plan to prepare for the test, you must be aware of the sentence equivalence question type. What is the sentence equivalence question? What does it test? Most people say that sentence equivalence is GRE's take on a vocabulary in a different manner. Apparently, in the older format, there were antonyms. And now, by testing synonyms, GRE is completing the circle. But then the question is, why ask synonyms in a sentence equivalence, a completion format? Now, look at it this way. GRE has, since it's changed its format, been calling the verbal section the verbal reasoning section. A change that I have discussed is in another video titled, Do I Really Need Word Lists? And that is what makes sentence equivalence an interesting question type. So, while you work on your vocabulary, let us look at what exactly makes the difference on sentence equivalence. Well, if you have been preparing, look back at all the instances you answered a sentence equivalence question incorrectly. Well, what do you find? First possibility is that the wrong answer is because you were clueless about the meanings of the options. The solution to that obviously is to build a better vocabulary. But trouble starts once you enter the gray area. The questions where you selected one choice correctly and another incorrectly. This is so depressing. Why does that happen? Well, because as I said, GRE is testing your reasoning skills, and in sentence equivalence, I call it the SE trap. What is the SE trap? Okay, if you have gone through the official guide to the GRE, you must have read that the ETS in the official guide says do not obsess over synonyms, because the ultimate purpose of the sentence equivalence question type is to get two sentences logically coherent and alike in meaning. Well, the sentence seems paradoxical. How can I have two sentences with the same meaning but the choice is not synonyms? That is what the GRE wants you to do. Understand that fretting over synonyms is not the right way to approach sentence equivalence. Okay, look at this question. Yes, sentence equivalence questions can be really long sentences. What did you get? Clearly, the sentence criticizes the ban. The hint is the ban was imposed long back and is of no more current context. But if you merely go by the tone of criticism, you might be attracted towards the last option, ludicrous, or the third option, inhumane. This is the sentence equivalence trap. Because if this were a text completion question, both these options would fit perfectly. But no, this is not sentence completion. This is sentence equivalence. And if you select any of these two options, you have a wonderful word to fit into the blank, but not a correct answer choice. Why? Because from the remaining 5 words, you will not find one that would give you a sentence which has the same meaning as the sentence created by using any of these two words. This is where you must remember both the expectations. One, two sentences alike in meaning, and second, two sentences logically coherent. So then, should I take the second route, which is checking for synonyms? Go ahead, check for synonyms. Confused? Obviously, because obsolete, archaic and anachronistic would be listed as synonyms in most thesauruses. So then, is it possible that I must select 2 out of these 3? Not at all. There can be only one correct pair. This is not permutation. There cannot be 3C2 answers. So then, how do I identify the correct answer? How are they used? Obsolete and archaic mean something that is no more useful. Anachronistic, on the other hand, is used to refer to something out of time. So, you don't say that pagers are anachronistic when you want to say pagers are not used anymore. So, then the correct choices would be obsolete and archaic, both the words meaning something that is of no use anymore. See, was that tricky? No, that is simply remembering that this is reasoning, and therefore don't fall in love with the first option that you feel fits the blank. Rather, do not select any answer choice unless you are very sure it has either a synonym or a very closely related word in the remaining 5. If you can balance these two steps, you would have avoided the sentence equivalence trap. Good luck and keep solving.